This for you. This for you, random woman, me, and everyone else who love neo soul. I couldn't find a real image to match, so did the next best thing. Since every magazine always promote neo soul, so why not put them close thing to neo soul? Well, James Fox is neo soul, so we still match. And then neo soul has helped me through a lot of tough times in my life. It's that peaceful alternative to show another side of black people. And some people ain't all thugs, murderers, or killers. We ain't all vicious. And I ain't judging gangster rap, so I'm not one of the people that's gonna diss gangster rap. So if you're a gangster rap fan, I'm not gonna diss you because I'm a gangster rap fan too. Bucker relate more than this. See, neo soul, sometimes called progressive soul, is a genre of popular music. As a term, it was coined by music industry entrepreneur Kedar Massenberg during the late 1990s to market and describe a style of music that emerged from soul and contemporary R&B. Heavily based in soul music, neo soul is distinguished by a less conventional sound that is contemporary R&B counterpart with incorporated elements ranging from funk, jazz, fusion, hip hop, and African music to pop, rock, and electronic music. It has been noted by music writers to for its traditional R&B influences, conscious-driven lyrics, and strong female presence. Stylistic origins: soul, R&B, hip hop, quiet storm, funk, jazz, fusion, pop, rock, reggae, electronic, African music. hmm Cultural origins: 1980s to early 1990s, United States and United Kingdom. Other topics: acid jazz, alternative hip hop, African American music, hip hop soul, new jazz, and progressive soul, psychedelic soul, rare groove. Neo soul developed during the 1980s and early 1990s in the United States and United Kingdom. As a soul revival movement, it earned mainstream success during the 1990s with the commercial and critical breakthroughs of several artists including D'Angelo, Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, and Maxwell. All of them my favorite. I love Erykah Badu. I love me some Lauryn Hill. That's my favorite woman. She shows you how to be a real true black woman before they try to make black women be the face of plastic surgery and all that disgusting stuff. So it's alright to be a black woman with your own natural beauty, natural hair, and natural looks. She showed, she taught these young black girls how to be proper. Now you got these so-called role models out there who ain't really role models and teaching your young black girl as well as your girl of other colors to be fast. Let's be real. Erica Badu, she got a little wild side to her, but Erica Badu cool. D'Angelo is my boy. He uplifted dark skinned women, brown skinned women, light skinned women. Maxwell, he just that man with a Caribbean like soul. And their music was marketed as an alternative to the producer driven digitally approached R&B of the time. Although many of them were ambivalent about the term, since its initial mainstream popularity and impact on the sound of contemporary R&B. Neo soul has been expanded and diversified musically through the works of both American and international artists. Its mainstream presence declined during the 2000s, although newer artists emerged through more independent means of marketing their music. In his book, The Essential Neo Soul 2010, music journalist and culture critic Chris Campbell writes that while the genre has been woefully misunderstood and its artists mismarketed, there is a historical and social relevance that validates its destination as the current face of alternative progressive soul music in both underground and overground circles. Completely, that's the first time I heard that overground. I heard of underground because I'm underground, but I never heard of overground. Awesome. I guess Cam Sanders would consider overground. Complete with a distinct origin and developmental evolution. According to Mark Anthony Neal, Neo Soul in its various incarnations has helped to redefine the boundaries and contours of black pop in mythology. The definition of Neo Soul is a paradox. Neo means new, soul is timeless. Neo means new, soul is timeless. Let that sink in. All the neo soul artists in various ways perform balancing acts exploring classic soul idioms while injecting a living, breathing presence into time-tested formulas that humanize R&B, which has often been reduced to a factory-perfected product like sushi. Neo soul is fresh enough to be served raw. Dimitri Elric, Vibe 2002. As a term, neo soul was coined by Kedar Massenberg of Motown Records in the late 1990s as a marketing category, following the commercial breakthrough of artists such as D'Angelo, Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, and Maxwell. The success of D'Angelo's 1995 debut album, Brown Sugar, has been regarded by several writers and music critics as inspiration behind the term's origin. While some artists have ignored the label, others have received the designation with controversies because of it may seem contrived to music audience implied that soul music has been at some point in time. In a 2002 interview for Billboard, Massenberg said that genre classifications are often unpopular because they may be suggestive of a short-lived trend. However, although he said neo soul is still essential soul music, Massenberg felt that was a need to market artists of the genre for listeners to have an understanding of what they were buying. In 2010, in a 2010 article of Pop Matters, music writer Tyler Lewis said that neo soul has been received with much controversy given the way black music has been named by usually outsiders ever since the blues. The reaction to the name by artists who essentially fit into I mean, artists who ostensibly fit into the neo soul category represents a wonderful example of black self determination. Or the given to the black music has been named by usually given the way black music has been named by usually outsiders ever since the blues. The reaction to the name by artists who un- ostensibly un- ostensibly fit into the neo soul category represents a wonderful example. Oh, let's see. Given the way black music has been named by usually outsiders ever since the blues, the reaction to the name by artists who ostensibly, you get the word, fit into the neo soul category represents a wonderful example of black self determination in an industry that is still definitely wedded to narrow definitions and images of black folks. Jason Anderson of CBC News compares it etymology of neo soul to that of new wave and comments im, yeah, as imperfect as the term may be, neo soul is still an effective tag to describe the mix of chic modernity and time honored tradition that distinguish the genre's best examples. Neo soul artists try to look both backwards and forwards, acting in the belief of continuum may exist characteristics. Despite some avalanche from artists, the term received widespread use by music critics and writers who wrote about artists and albums associated with the musical style. African American Studies professor Mark Anthony Neal has described neo soul as everything from avant-garde R&B to organic soul, a product of trying to develop something outside of the norm in R&B. According to the music writers, the genre's works are mostly album orientated and distinguished by its musicianship and production, incorporating organic elements of classic soul music with the use of live instruments, in contrast to the more single orientated hip hop based and producer driven sampling approach of contemporary R&B. Neo soul also incorporates elements of electronic music, jazz, fusion, funk, rap, gospel, rock, reggae, and African music. In her book Musical Rhythm in the Age of Digital Reproduction, music author Annie Dennison wrote the neo soul towards the end of the 1990s exhibited a musical exhibited exhibited a musical development development that was part of the remarkable increase in musicians' experimentation with the and manipulation of grooves at the microthymic level. That is the level in played music and that is usually understood in terms of phrasing and timing. We're gonna end it with history. 1980s, early 90s, stylistic origins. Neo soul originated in the 1980s and early 1990s with the work of musical acts such as Prince, rest in peace Prince, Tony Tone, my boys, Terrence Trent, Darby, Joy, Muscle then Mint Condition, my other boys, whose music deviated from the conversation of most contemporary R&B at the time. Tony Tone, member Raphael Sadiq, that's my boy Raphael Sadiq. Shout out to him. Raphael Sadiq, if you hear this, I love you, boy. Keep doing your thing. Raphael Sadiq later embarked on a solo career and produced various works on other neo soul artists. Influential to neo soul UK act Sade. God bless the beautiful Sade. Love you, girl. You my girl, Sade. The sweetest taboo. That's her. Sade achieved success in the 1980s with music that featured a smooth jazzy style of pop rock called sophisticated pop. The band was part of the new wave of British R&B oriented artists during the late 1980s. And, well, see, UK outside they achieved success in the 1980s, with music that featured a smooth jazzy style of pop rock called sophisticated pop. The band was part of a new wave of British R&B orientated artists during the late 1980s and early 1990s. That also included Soul to Soul, Love Them, Back to Life, Back to Reality. However do you want it? And the purple is the color of some rain. Mm. However do you want it? Yep. Karen Wheeler, the brand new Heavies. Love them too. Shout out to the brand new Heavies. If y'all hearing this brand new Heavies, salute to y'all. Staying very cool. Love y'all. Jamarki and Lisa Stanfield. Our music, Alex Henderson, writes that many of the British artists who emerged during the period had a neo soul outlook and were able to blend influences from different eras. Other British progenitors of neo soul movement at the time included Young Disciples and Omar Lee Fook, the latter of whom has been cited as the father of British neo soul and influenced many futures. And also we had my boys and my girl. Uh, you see me hang on a string now, even let love contemplating. Maybe I'm just a fool. I'm still in love with you, but I feel it too. The British group from all over from the UK, like the black version of the Beatles. This with less members. Loose ends. So shout out to Loose ends. And of course, shout out to Chico the Bars, D'Angelo, Kid Master. And plus, we got 1996 film Love Jones capitalized on Neo Soul's success at the time. Soundtrack album was about the Billboard charts to feature artists such as Hill, Maxwell, and brand new Heavies, Michelle D. Cello, Groove Theory, and Diane Forrest. Of course, in 1995, Brown Sugar, D'Angelo did good, and Maxwell's Urban Suit 1996 by Dude, they did good for Neo Soul. And we out. Come back and subscribe. Let's get my subscriptions up.